Simply irresistible. Simply irresistible. There's no telling where the money went. Simply irresistible. She's on mine. There's no other way to go. She's unavoidable and back against the wall. She gives me feelings that I never felt before. I'm breaking promises, she's breaking every law. She used to look good to me, now I'm finding simply irresistible. There's no telling where the money went. Simply irresistible. There's no other way to go.
Okay. And this is live right now. Like, I don't need to. Okay. Oh, I'm hot.
The methods are inscrutable.
Okay.
The proof is irrefutable. She's so completely kissable. Our lives are indivisible. Yeah, yeah. She's a crazy one dog. She's a powerful force. John Dot's a conform. And there's no other course. She used to look good to me, but now I find her simply irresistible. There's no telling where the
Yeah.
money went.
On the event page.
Simply irresistible. There's no other way to go. Simply irresistible.
That music is distracting.
You can mute your computer, but that's the pre-show music for.
It keeps me from hearing what you're saying, Suzette. I'm deaf.
I'm not saying anything important.
Okay.
Rarely do I ever say anything important. Okay. Hey, everybody out there on Twitch and Facebook and YouTube. This is Suzette Vanetti. Thank you for tuning in to What the Sex. We're just getting started a couple minutes late. You can go ahead and blame me if you want. I'm always late. It's a thing. It happens. We're just getting set up in the studio. We have Gail Jones, Southern sex therapist, and then we have me, Suzette Vanetti. Hashtag slutty virgin, because that's what I look like. Am I? I don't know. It's up for you to decide. Here's what we need. We need your questions. So if you have any questions about sex or relationships, you can go on to Facebook and you can write them down, or they can ask on Twitch. Are you going to be, or you can ask on the Twitch feed. Ask your sex and relationship questions, because that's how this show works. I don't have any because reasons. So we need yours so we can answer them and give you a really good show. So we'll see you in 3 or 4 minutes. Thanks so much.
Well, I have that one issue
Okay,
that
good.
someone contacted me about fetishes.
Awesome. We'll start with that one.
Did these glasses look stupid or funny?
play out. Yeah.
Okay. Do I have enough light? Is that any better? You want me to turn it off? Huh? Like that?
Turn your body.
Okay. Say what you need. I'm down for it.
And do I need to monitor questions? Okay, thanks. Hi, everybody. My name is Suzette Vanetti, and I'm with Gail Jones, Southern Sex Therapist.
And I'm Gail Jones. And I'm at the old folks home.
There you go. There's Gail. And we're bringing...
I'm a social worker, and I'm a retired sex therapist. But hopefully there's enough of my brain left to give you something. I'm hoping, anyway. I got an inquiry about fetishes.
Well, first, let me tell people what the show is.
Okay.
She's so ready to go, you guys. She's so
right
ready to answer
into
questions. This is a show called What the Sex. And in this show, Gail and I are going to answer any questions you have about sex or relationships. So if you've ever written into a paper column or watched a TV show that does that, this is just a better version because it has Gail and I. So she is a sex therapist, former sex therapist, licensed, and I am a slutty virgin. So we really can cover any questions you have. Gail, were you ready with that question?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes, this woman contacted me and she wanted to talk to me about her fetish. And many years ago, doctors didn't think that women had fetishes, but they do. She didn't tell me what it was. But a fetish is usually an object that is connected to a person's sexual arousal and sexual excitement. And it's important if you're enjoying yourself all by yourself that you enjoy your fetish. But if you're with somebody and they don't like your fetish and they're insecure and take it as something wrong with them that you like your fetish, then you have a problem. And you need to get therapy about that and find out where that comes from, because it's usually connected to some childhood trauma. And if you don't know what that could possibly be, when the show's over, just make a list of all the traumatic incidents in your life and see if you can find a connection. And that's all I have to say about that.
Okay, that's very Gumpian. Can someone have a fetish that's not connected to a trauma?
It can be, yes, connected to a trauma, a childhood trauma.
But you can also have one without having a childhood trauma, right?
And I had a client that liked to wear boots, rubber boots. And he wanted to wear rubber boots when he had sex with his girlfriend, and she was very insulted. And felt like something was wrong with her, that she wasn't exciting, that she wasn't sexy, that she didn't know how to do it. But really, a fetish is about the person who has it. It's not about the partner.
I see. So in this instance...
And it is connected to some sort of sexual event in young life, usually.
Usually, but not always. So, but in the instance you're talking about with, let's call him, what do they call boots in England? They have a name for them.
Well, it can be rubber boots, it can be silk material, it can be hair, it can be anything.
Sure. So, but in the instance that you brought up, if there's a gentleman and he wants to wear rubber boots, like rubber rain boots, I'm assuming, while he has sex, that what you're saying is that his partner, in this case a woman, shouldn't feel any sort of feelings because it's not about her. The fact that he wants to have sex with her, he's attracted to her. He just also needs to have the rubber boots on for his own proclivity and happiness.
Because he has a fetish.
Because he has a rubber boot
It's
fetish.
his fetish.
Right.
But if he's with a very insecure partner, she's not going to understand that.
Right.
She's going to take it as it's about her, not about him.
Well, that's unfortunate that she felt that way, because if she had been more into it, then rain boots are great when it's wet. So that would have worked out super well in that situation. So do you have any other fetish stories until we get a question? And again, if you're watching on Twitch or Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and ask your question about relationships or sex, and we will field the questions. Gail, what else can you tell us about fetishes?
Well, I don't want to spend the whole time talking about fetishes, but I did want to talk about Kegel exercises, because that's something that men and women can both do that would be helpful to them. And if you don't know how to do a Kegel exercise, you just go to your toilet, pee, and cut the pee off, and that's a pubococcygeal muscle that you tighten. And you do that to the count of 5 and release. 5 and release. We can do it right now, Suzette. Do it with me.
Okay.
Jesse, do it with me. Yeah. And it's good to do that, and do it 3 times a day. If a man has trouble controlling his ejaculations, it can help him see that he can have some muscle control. It also is good for him to do if he has erection difficulties. If women don't have orgasm, it's good. It can also help you with your incontinence, because men and women can have incontinence.
Sure.
So you get the Kegels, you hold it to the count of 5.
I did.
Really?
I did it twice.
And do that 5 to the count of 5, do it 10 times, and no more. And then at lunchtime, do another 10. And at dinner, do another 10.
So that is a recommendation to do Kegels. I've heard it both ways. You do them for 5 seconds. You do 10 reps, and you do 3 sets during the day. So
that's right.
Do your Kegels with your bagels at breakfast, and then do your Kegels with your salad at lunch, and then do your Kegels at dinner. And if you have beagles, you can do Kegels with your beagles.
That's right. Absolutely.
And so you said that will help with, that'll help a man, that will help him control a little bit better his ejaculation, and it will help him with premature ejaculation or erectile dysfunction, and it could help.
And it's not a panacea. It's not magic. It's part of the treatment for
Sure.
those.
It's like lifting weights. That's with the reps and the sets. You can't go to the gym one day and suddenly be a bodybuilder or play in the NFL. You have to do this every day, 3 times a day, and get really good at it before you can have any control.
And the evaluation that the therapist does, they'll ask a lot of questions, and they'll be able to tell the person what sort of exercises to do.
Okay, so if you're more interested in Kegels, you could go see a therapist and you could say, "Hi, I'm interested in doing Kegels. Can you help me get better at that?" And then a therapist could help work with them.
If they know about it, yeah.
Oh, sure. You'd want to see somebody who knows about Kegels. Definitely.
Well, you have to find out if they see people who have sexual difficulties. Not everybody does that.
Oh, right. That would be like going to a doctor, like an oncologist for a foot problem. You'd want to see a podiatrist.
Right.
So you want to go to the right therapist or the right mental health practitioner for the issue that you're going. So you wouldn't want to see somebody.
Yeah, you always want to check that in the beginning.
Right.
We make a contact if you want to talk about sexual issues.
Right.
And are they okay with that?
Sure. I'm guessing we have no questions yet on any of the chat boards. Oh, we have some questions coming in.
Well, someone asked if we're open to just relationship questions too, so
Sure.
I said yes. So hopefully we'll get that from them. But I've opened it up to everyone. Any either sexual or relationship questions that they have, Suzette and Gail will field.
That's Jesse, our producer, by the way. We couldn't do the show without him. So, yeah, relationship questions, sex questions. If your relationship question is, will Suzette go out with me? That's probably not the right place for this. But other relationship questions, we got you. Sorry, I get creepy Facebook messages like all the time. So, just in case those come, you never know. Oh, so if we were to do this again, we'd need some sort of anonymous way that people could. But here's the thing: if we figure out an anonymous way for people to ask questions, you're gonna have to come up with a good moniker. Like,
I can come up with something again.
okay,
Yeah, it's very important. And I don't know how many teenage boys know this, but it's very important when they're masturbating to orgasm that they do it slowly, that they get in a room, they make their room sexy for them, they lock their door, and they do it slowly, because if you've been in your room or your bathroom and jerking off in the smallest amount of time you can, you're going to teach yourself to come quickly, and that's not going to work very good with a partner.
I see. So if a guy is coming too quickly, it's not necessarily because that's his normal. It's because he's trained himself to do that, because he was masturbating in a way in the shortest amount of time and trying to fit it in a non-sexy environment. So he should really make an environment that makes him feel comfortable and sexy and take his time with the masturbation. That's a really good tip.
And also, if he does that, he's going to be much more prepared for partner sex.
Okay. Well, that's important because a lot of people do like partner sex, so unless they have like a masturbation fetish. But if you want to have good partner sex, gentlemen watching, make sure you take time when you masturbate to do it in a comfortable, relaxing way where you really love yourself, which is kind of what masturbation is.
Yes, which is what it is, right?
Yeah.
And some sexual problems are just a matter of education, and that's the easiest to work with. But if you're masturbating to orgasm quickly, and you can learn through a stop and start method of treatment, you can learn to do better with that. But say you have a problem like you're a control freak and you want to control everything, and that includes you want to control your orgasm, then you may have a deeper problem, or maybe the person hates the opposite sex and they have sex or try to with the opposite sex, but they really hate them. That's going to take a long time.
Oh, like the vice president.
Long therapy, long-term therapy. I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you said.
Oh, I said like the vice president, perhaps.
I'm sure it was funny, I just can't hear it.
That's okay.
I'm deaf.
we-
I'm old. What
we-
can I say?
We know what you're talking about. So if somebody is
What'd you say now?
if somebody's lying to themselves and they should be having sex with the same sex, but they're trying to force having sex with the opposite sex, then that's going to cause them problems sexually.
It could, yes.
That
It
makes a
could.
lot of sense.
The penis sometimes says no when the mouth can't.
The penis says no, and the mouth does what?
I said sometimes the penis says no when the mouth can't say no.
Oh, I see. The penis. Well,
Mm.
I have a lot of thoughts about that. Sometimes the mouth says yes when the penis is there. Okay, so the penis says no, even though the mouth can't. But so that would be like sexual frustration. What would you call that? Sexual frustration? That wouldn't be a form of erectile dysfunction, right? That would just be considered like trouble. Like, what is there a term for trouble being aroused?
Well, like for example, I have a client, and he was getting a divorce, and he hadn't had sex with anybody but his wife. And he went on this date, and he tried to force himself to have sex with this new person, and he couldn't get an erection because he didn't really want to have sex with this new person. He didn't know if he liked her. And I've done lots of human sexuality workshops in my day. And I've had guys say in those workshops that they have had casual sex, but they wish they'd just stayed home and watched football, that it really wasn't that satisfying to them.
So maybe there's a societal push for guys to be
Yeah,
more into casual
Ready,
sex.
Teddy.
Right. But maybe
Ready, Teddy.
what you're saying is not all guys want to have random casual sex. Some guys want to have deep emotional connection.
That's right.
No, I think I
That's
know
right.
some. Yeah.
Hmm.
So if you're watching and you're a
And-
guy and you feel like you need to have casual sex because you're a guy,
Uh-huh.
you don't have to.
But don't
Yeah.
have casual sex if you don't want to.
Right. Listen to Gail Jones, Southern Sex Therapist. Don't have
It's
casual sex
not going
if you don't want to. But
It's-
if you want to, sex away.
Mhm. If you don't want to watch football, of course, it'd be kind of hard with the virus going on. There's no football.
Well, there was a draft, so if you want to stay home and watch the draft instead
Yeah, I
of casual
guess so.
sex, or
Yeah. Well, one thing about being shut down, you've got a lot of time to masturbate.
is there a recommended amount that people should masturbate?
What?
Is there a recommended amount that people should masturbate?
Not that I know of. Just if you want to, do it.
Okay, but
A
so
lot of people masturbate, and it's a good way to pass the time. It's also a way to relieve some anxiety. Unfortunately, I don't have a partner, so I'm just eating lots of chocolate.
I play Uno a lot, is what I do. If anyone's seen my stand-up, that was really funny. Sometimes I scream Yahtzee. Okay, anybody ask a question? Okay, I think maybe people want to do anonymous, but like I said,
How long have we been on?
about 20 minutes.
I think that's long enough. Let's cut it.
Okay. Well, we're going to lose Gail Jones, the Southern Sex Therapist, so we're going to end the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned and see if we do this again, and we'll figure out a way for anonymous questions. But like I said, if you're going to need anonymous questions, you're going to have to come up with good monikers, like Eager in Elk Grove, or I can't think of another. I should have thought of another. Saucy in Stockton. So you have to think of those. That's the deal I'm making with you right now, viewers. Okay, well, that was the show. Thank you, Gail, for doing the show with me so much.
Well, thank you for doing it too, Suzanne.
Absolutely. And I will say goodbye to Gail, and I'm going to get ready for my show at 7 p.m. And anyone out there, if you want to watch that, you're welcome to. Otherwise, have a really great night, and do your Kegels.
And stay out of old folks' homes.
Especially if you're doing your Kegels.
That's good.
Am I on screen? Cool.
Yeah. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Jesse.